Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, I'm going to take a look in the Soulforge and tell you what is going on in there today. Also going to take a look at this weekly event troop, the Vault Guard. Let's have a quick look at this fella then. Deals magic +2 damage to an enemy, then freeze and death mark them. Okay, death mark is quite nice. Allied undead gain 2 armor, is immune to poison, disease, lycanthropy and death mark, and reduce damage from skulls by 25%. So not entirely rubbish. Damage is low, you know, about right for this kind of level of troop. Freeze is useful, as is the potential to death mark. So, hey, considering it's a low level troop, I'm going to give that a reasonably generous 5 out of 10. Anyway, I used to be addicted to soap, but I'm clean now. Yes. Oh, and whilst we're here, I'm just going to clear up something about a recent joke where I said, just found out my girlfriend's been cheating on me. She was just about to go out and she said she'd be back in 15-20 minutes max. And I said, my name is Rob. It was a joke. Some people thought I was being serious, but I wasn't. It was a joke. The joke was, she said, be back in 15-20 minutes max. Max is a man's name. I thought she got me confused with somebody else. It was a joke. Do you see? Anyway, as ever, grab enough of this thing to get it to mythic level if you can. Always good to get another mythic troop to the highest level. There we go, thank you very much. And always good to grab the spoils of war if you've got excess glory as well. A few more event keys, a bit more gold, and some lovely bodacious treasure maps. What are bodacious treasure maps? I have no idea. Anyway, the what's this? Oh, the weapon. Okay, that's offering me the bone car. It's offering me to buy it. Let's have a look. It's offering me to buy it for a mere $3.99. Where if I wanted to, I could get it from the Soulforge for nothing. That's incredibly generous. Why wouldn't I just give the devs £4? That'd be much better, wouldn't it? Anyway, it's because I don't have many weapons, and it's obviously got nothing to offer me regarding the weapons, so it's just put that one in there, which happens to be the one you can get from here at the same time. Anyway, you don't even get it from here at the same time. You get it from the raid boss event. Much better to get it from there, because you're going to get the benefits of the tiers at the same time, which you inevitably have to buy to help out your guild. Anyway, so let's start on these weapons. Bone Cutter. Explode magic +1 blue gems. Grant a random status effect to all the Qatar allies. Then summon a Qatar troop. So a nice explodey summony weapon there. I do like these ones. Always a nice option to have. Withering Touch. Steal magic +3 life from the first enemy and drain all mana from them. Stealing life is like true damage, does true damage, but you take it off them and give it to yourself, which is cool. And you drain mana at the same time. So a pretty decent weapon that. I do like that one. Not going to go over all the ones that are here all the time. They're in my Soulforge extra video. We'll put a link to that into the description below. Next up we have Doomed Tome. Deals scatter damage based on your magic with a +4 per tempering level boost. Then create a mix of 6 blue and skulls for every blue enemy. Give 3 magic to all allies, and if the enemy has a doom, give 5 more. So really effective against all blue teams. This is kind of like a good weapon to use if you're against an all blue team in Guild Wars or PvP. Really good because it can self-charge because it uses blue itself. If you get a nice creation of blue, you can do that scatter damage. Just slowly working away at the entire team. Self-charge, do it again, get random skull hits, giving magic to all allies. Yeah, pretty decent doomed weapon. That one, I do like that one. Dead Gauntlet. Okay. Deals magic based damage to an enemy boosted by undead allies. Then create a mix of 6 blue and purple gems for each undead ally. So similar kind of idea. Does single target damage to an enemy with a boost from undead allies. Then create a mix of blue and purple for each undead. So you have to make sure you got a undead team to get the full effect out of that. But the weapon does use red and brown, but generates blue and purple. So make sure a couple of those undead allies use blue and or purple. Doomed Helm. Sounds not very nice and a bit painful. Anyway, gives magic +1 life to all allies with a +2 per tempering level boost. Then give 5 mana to all other allies. If the enemy has a doom, give 4 more mana, and give 2 magic to all allies for each red enemy. I'm not mega keen on these kind of weapons that give life like that, especially a doomed weapon, which costs like 18 to get charged up. Because the chances are the enemy, if you're facing, you know, the enemy will often do more damage than what you're able to give yourself in life. A lot of the time. And yeah, it's just, you can't win battles by giving your allies life. You have to do damage, or do like damaging doomed weapons more than anything. Scythe of Kitar. Kind of the anti-Kitar weapon in a way. Remove all purple gems. Deal magic-based damage to an enemy, boosted by gems removed. And if the enemy is from Kitar, or if the battle is in Kitar, deal double damage. So very effective in those situations. Scarab Blade. Explode! Magic +1 purple gems. Grant a random status effect to all undeads. Then summon a undead troop. So another explodey summoning weapon. Quite a few explodey summoning weapons in the undead world. These are there all the time. So in my Soulforge extra video. Tomb Lord's Crook. Another explodey summoning weapon. This time exploding purple gems. Granting a random status effect to all Kitar allies. And summons a Kitar troop. Any more for any more? Nope. Oh, one sneaking around to the bottom. Stonecutter. Another explodey summoning weapon. This time exploding brown gems. Given a random status effect to all monsters. Then summon a monster troop. So yeah, a lot of explodey summoning weapons. And no Guild Wars, by the way. Like, literally, it's the first time it's ever been in the events since they cancelled Guild Wars. I can't remember ever seeing it there before. So really odd to see it there. Quite a few people thought it would therefore be Guild Wars. A lot of people thought it may not be Guild Wars. And the people that thought it would not be Guild Wars were the ones that were right. Apparently we have to wait for an official announcement to have that completely confirmed. Because the devs can't even do something right, as in put in like the Guild Wars countdown in the events properly. It's like, wow. Come on. Sort it out, you lot. Anyway, let's take a look at the troops next. We'll start at the bottom and work our way up, starting with the mythics. Again, all the troops that are here on a regular basis are in my Soulforge extra video. But first up we have Aravatar. Dealing magic-based true damage to an enemy, boosted by his life at a 2-to-1 ratio. If the enemy dies, explode all Deathmark gems. Traits: gain 2 life on 4 or 5 gem matches. Is immune to Deathmark. And convert 2 yellow gems to Deathmark gems when my turn begins. So, the traits, nothing special. Immune to Deathmark is okay, I suppose, but the first one, huge, is a bit rubbish for a mythic. And convert 2 yellow gems to Deathmark gems when his turn begins is not that fantastic either. Obviously it helps its spell when it explodes those Deathmark gems, but that only happens if the enemy dies. And it's such a weak spell anyway, you'd like to think that that would just be part of the spell, explode all Deathmark gems. But maybe that might be a bit too powerful because the enemy would be constantly sort of Deathmarked. But yeah, that would at least make it a half decent mythic, rather than one that does just a small amount of true damage to an enemy. And even the boost isn't great, only 2-to-1. So if you're like 114 life, it's like a, what's that, 57 boost. It's a little over 100 true damage. Ah, bit naff. Deathlock Dreilak. Curse and Deathmark an enemy, then deal magic-based damage to all enemies below them and summon Abarath. 25% chance to summon an ancient horror on death, immune to poison, disease, lycanthropy and Deathmark, and gain 8 magic after an ally is summoned. Are the traits so weird? Kind of set of traits at the same time. Only a 25% chance to have a summon. You have to obviously lose troops to benefit from that. Obviously if he dies, that's the chance, but you don't want your troop dying to benefit from something again. And dying is okay. And summoning ritual, gain 8 magic after an ally is summoned. Again, you have to lose troops to benefit from that. But yeah, great. Not curse and Deathmark an enemy. So lots of ways to curse enemies these days. Lots of troops are immune to Deathmark. Very easy to get cleansed with Wonder Stars and other weapons. Only going to do damage to the enemies below. Ugh, yeah, not great. Who is next? Shahbanu Vespera. This is a little bit more like it. Give a magic-based amount, roughly half your magic, to a random skill on an ally, then create 9 gems of their mana colour, then repeat 2 more times for random allies. Tell you why that's really cool in a moment. The traits allied elementals gain 2 life, is immune to deathmark, and 30% chance to summon a Jin when matching 4 or more gems. The reason why that spell is so cool is if you have mono colour using troops in your team that only use one colour, say you go blue, for example, you got a blue team, all using blue. You go 3 other troops, including a weapon, that only use blue and nothing else. So basically, when you cast that on them, the chance of her just creating just tons of blue again and again and again are huge, and you can get like massive increases to your stats, as well as get summons as well, because you can get an awful lot of 4 matches. My probably favourite of all time ever Guild Wars comeback win was actually with Shahbanu Vespera. I'll have to find a video out because I've got actually a few epic comeback wins that I'm quite pleased about. I mean, I'm talking about something like she was down to really low health. I think literally 3 or 4 life or something like that, and burning, so due to die within like 2 rounds. Something like that, and I had no other troops. And the enemy had a full roster of troops still, and I'm pretty sure, if I remember it correctly, a Zul'Goth ready to cast. Sounds impossible to win, right? No. I won from that position. I'll have to find them videos out because that was one of my favourite ever comebacks. Really cool. Shahbanu, absolutely awesome troop in the right team. And Elemaugrim is the last one. Dealing magic +3 damage to all enemies. Creates 9 purple gems boosted by burning enemies. The cool thing about that is, uses purple itself. So it does damage to all, creates 9 purple gems with a boost at a 1-to-1 ratio. Get all the enemy burning. You can create, like, was it 13 purple gems? Really good chance to self-charge and just do it again. And if you've got a purple storm going, then you are kind of laughing because it can just repeat cast and do it constantly, providing none of your team are frozen on those colours. Really cool. Traits gain 1 life for each purple ally. There's impervious, which is nice. And darkness, decrease all enemies' attack by 4 on 4 or 5 gem matches. So you can create those 4 matches itself when it casts. So yeah, very nice mythic is Elemaugrim. So let's now go over the legendaries quick and take a look at them. Starting with Queen Ash. Deals heavy splash damage to the second last enemy, boosted by brown gems and allies. Pull them to the front and create 3 elemental stars. Creates a brown gem when her turn begins. She uses brown, so that is cool. Reduce damage from skulls by 50% is nice too. And give 2 magic to all elemental allies when matching brown gems. So really good. That'll pump up her damage at the same time. Pull them to the front is a nice mechanic as well in certain teams. So yeah, not bad at all. Next up we have Viper. Deal damage to an enemy, poison and charm them. Charm is really effective in PvP when the enemy has just buffed up their stats massively. Because when you're charmed, a charmed troop deals its attack, as it says there, as damage to the troops above and below. So you can actually turn the enemy's power on themselves with charm, which is really good. And gain 1 magic when an ally casts a spell is pretty nice as well. Scylla? We'll go for. Anyway, deal damage to the last enemy, and there's a 25% chance to kill them and submerge all other allies. It's sweet when that 25% chance comes in, but it's also really good for that creating a bone storm on 4 or 5 gem matches, which, if she waved her head and shook her hair out of the way, I'm sure she would definitely cause a bone storm to certain people. Right. Who else we got? Bunny Nog. Deals magic +2 damage to an enemy, and if the enemy is a knight, deal double damage, and there's a 50% chance to devour knights. So very good versus knight teams, even does 5 times skull damage versus knights. I think it's some sort of Monty Python homage. Can't remember which one it was. I'm sure someone will remind me in the comments. I'm sure it's something like that related to a Monty Python sketch of some sort. Anyway, as ever, also pop through the summoning stones, check them out, see if you've got anybody missing from there. Like if you're a newer player, worth having a little gander through all of them, see if anybody's there that you're missing. And if you are, then obviously you can have a roll of the dice and see if you can pick them up. Like Sunbird is a pretty cool troop. And yeah, have a little shufty through them and see what you can pick up. But anyway, we've got to decide our mythic of the week and who it is going to be. But yeah, I don't have this option for this creating the dragon that you want. I presume it's because I've got all the dragons. But it is something that I believe is starting to be coming in pretty much immediately. So I presume it's meant to be there. But yeah, I don't have it because I have all the dragons. So yeah, no options for me there regarding choices on that. But if you've got it, then there is the basic thing. Actually, it's going to cost you more Dragonite than normal, but rather than get a random gem or cosmic dragon egg, you can actually pick which one you want, which is really cool. So yeah, more expensive, but better than getting yet another duplicate. Alright, so who's going to be our mythic of the week? Well, it's certainly not going to be Aravatar. It's not going to be Deathlock Dreilak. It's definitely between Shahbanu Vespera and Elemaugrim. Do like Elemaugrim, really, really good. But I really love Shahbanu Vespera as well. I mean, she is quite specialist. But the thing is, I kind of, when it's down to 2 troops, I kind of think, okay, if one of these troops was about to be removed from the game, so I was left with the other one, who would it be? And thinking of it like that, there are a lot of troops that do damage to all. Loads. You've got massive choices on that. But there's no one quite like Shahbanu Vespera and what she does. So for that reason, Shahbanu Vespera gets my mythic of the week. There it is, Shahbanu Vespera. So there's a video. If you enjoyed it, found it useful and helpful, it'd be really cool if you bash that like and subscribe button. It really does help. But most of all, thanks for watching. And I'll catch you again in the next one. Bye for now.